The seven-stringed lyre of Apollo, the Greek god Apollo, and the occult musical knowledge of the creation of the universe. In Greek, he was called Apollo, and the Italians used to call him Mercury. The seven-stringed lyre of Apollo. Hermes is the inventor of the first musical instrument, the famous lyre. This alone established him as the vibration controller in the region of our world. Our great poet Homer, in his hymns, describes the construction of the first lyre by the restless and inventive mind of Hermes. This is by Nicholas Vargameses, I'm translating from a Greek article. As soon as he says the infant god came out of his cradle, his crib, he sees a turtle grazing in the blooming grass early in the morning, in front of the cave of his mother Maya. An idea immediately crossed his mind. He sees the turtle shell and forms in himself the thought to change it into a musical instrument using his profile, the shape of a shell. In other words, a concave type of a shape, into a musical stringed instrument, and he immediately began his work. The strings that Hermes put in his newly made instrument were 7 in number, and here is the first proof. It presents a 7-dimensional world which we live in and exist. It is the first proof that our ancestors, Pelasgians, knew since then, thousands of years before Pythagoras, the first octave of the vibrations of matter, which, as the philosopher Pythagoras proves to us, shows the 7-leveled musical scale. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. 7 notes in the musical scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Now, as soon as he stretched the strings and pulled some with his hands and composed the first musical sound of harmony, which was heard in our world and shocked the people and the gods, the god Apollo runs near him, enchanted by the sounds of the first lyre made in the world, grabs the instrument in his hands with such passion that he immediately showed his decision to indulge only in this musical instrument of harmony. Hermes, of course, gave it to his older brother, and he, Apollo, left the immortal Hydra to be kept and commanded from now on by little animal-loving god Hermes. But before they separated, Apollo and Hermes, the former, puts the latter to play and sing the creation of worlds and beings. And this is according, of course, to the ancient Greek gods' philosophies. Then for the first time and last time, the god Hermes uses his instruments, the one just made by him. Apollo is moved and delighted. He's jealous of the inventor, but also inspired. And from now on, he will become the leader of the dance of the muses and will entertain with his wonderful guitar, the lyre, the gods of Olympus and all humanity. After that, the son of Leto, Apollo, with the son of nymph Maya, Hermes, become right brothers, and one loves the other, truly brotherly love. But the righteous god Hermes never took the lyre in his hands again, but excited like the other gods, he heard his brother playing its strings and realized his personal thoughts and hopes for creation. And then the son of Hermes, the god Pan, half man, half goat, this musician and strange singing god of the Greeks, is the inventor of the other musical instrument, the flute. And we see then that from him comes the tendency for harmony and order, and that is why he quickly becomes a supporter of justice, law, obedience, order, and harmony. Now, he lights the hearth and brings 2 cows to her, sacrificing them, and he then divides the flesh into 12 portions, as for the gods of Olympus. And this is how the guardian god and the one who respects the ants becomes of the sacred earth, since he was the first to sacrifice heifers in order to honor the Greek gods, the great gods of Olympus. There are the 12 highest energies, which he used with his vibration to maintain his world, the animate and the inanimate at the same time, and it is the 12 waves that hold our world, So here is the triangular lyre. 3 times 4 equals 12. The musical color scale of the 12 thongs. In another version of the myth, Hermes seems to have stolen the herd of 50 heifers, oxen, of Apollo, and even became a court that boasted of Zeus for the achievement of Hermes, who was a swing thief. And of the 50 actions he finally kept, says legend, 4 who made his lyre and returned the remaining 46. Apollo, who is the leader of the Muses, is one who is commanded by the Heavenly Father to order the Muses to help people to pass from deception to truth. Apollo is said to have been born on the island of Delos, whose name tells us that it is the flash of the stars, and before the stars shone, Apollo was working, composing altars, and that is, it gathered all those koic elements in the bodies of the sun, so that the right moment when the stars shone, multitudes of ions traveled in all directions. And this is the reason in our ancient philosophy that knows what happened in the first phase of creation that exists today and what will exist in the future. And in other words, Apollo is the fire of all the sun stars, the sound frequencies that contributed to the creation of the physical world and our existence as human beings, says the mythology of the Greek gods. Now, concerning his 7-stringed lyre. His 7-stringed lyre, made from the 4 energies that Hermes held, is finally our belt with the god, admiring the knowledge. Then an egg is fertilized in 7 weeks. 7 times 7 equals 49. And we also have the 50th as the day after this filling. But what do the 46 energy that Apollo returned means? They are the 23 pairs of chromosomes of our cells. With these 46 energies, the human cell is made. This eternal musical knowledge of creation was preserved by our ancestors in our monuments as well. The columns of the Parthenon in the Acropolis of Athens are 46 in number. So on this myth of Apollo, the triune, Hermes Trismegistus, Thoth in some, all universal harmony is based, and from this myth all the peoples of the world, up to the ancient Chinese, based their philosophy on their own philosophy regarding the yin-yang trigrams. An infinite Greek knowledge that is from one end of the planet to the other, and here's the knowledge that leads to other hidden paths known to all of us and requiring, from its superficial appearance only, research of multidimensional study in all fields of modern research and science. For the pioneering scientific research of music, though, all the paths lead to the construction system of the structures of volumetric schematic music, invented and agree perfectly with the mathematical, geometric, and mythological proofs. In addition, specialized musical mathematic proofs of the truth and mechanism of creation and operation of the universe, and because the times are weird, he said, the writer says, I have the sacred obligation to inform the world, since I have a huge responsibility and personally know the Greek code and what that prophesies through our ancient philosophers and our sacred theosophical texts. He says, I never put my personal interests above truth and justice, and I have served, and I will serve the light and truth from the beginning of the world until the end of time. Okay, so what do you think about this, having to do with the various energies and tying it into the 23 pairs of chromosomes? This is on a Greek article I've translated for you. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.